Chris, are we ready? All right. Good evening. Before we actually start tonight, there's a lot happening that are changes to what you normally see in our board meetings. So first, let me say, for those who are on Zoom who might need Spanish translation, you can hit the globe symbol at the bottom of your screen, and that will switch you to the translation that is needed. You will also see tonight that we have ASL interpreters up front. And so those that are speaking tonight for public comments and to ask board members, we're going to have to slow down as we're talking so that they can interpret. And that also goes for our Spanish translators as they're trying to communicate all that is happening in our board meeting. So I welcome everyone tonight to our board meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance of the United States of America to the republic for which remain standing for a moment of silence, please. You may be seated. As we start our meeting, let's pause to acknowledge that the Hackensack School District occupies the unceded ancestral lands of the Ramapo Muncie Lenape people. We are grateful to be able to learn, work, and gather today, and we continue our commitment to support all underserved and undervalued members of our school community. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notification of this meeting was advertised in the record, posted at the board office, and filed with the city clerk. I hereby call to order the regular public meeting on February 21st, 2024 in the High School Media Center at 6:22 p.m. Ms. Singh, will you please do a roll call?
Mr. Carroll.
Present.
Ms. Harris is absent. Mr. Martin.
Present.
Mr. Powell.
Present.
Ms. Pringle. Present. Ms. Somerville. Present. Mr. Stein.
Present.
Ms. Kadira Alton.
Present.
Mr. James Vickery.
Present.
We have a quorum.
All right. So we are honored tonight to have our Black History Dance Showcase from our Hackensack High School dance team. We were able to go and see, we had several board members, I think 6, that were able to go and see them perform. And it was absolutely amazing. And we wanted for them to be able to come and do a selection tonight.
Security.
What is it? There's no scientific ethics.
It will be out. It will be out. Oh, one day when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory, glory, glory. destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When they go down, we wanted to man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots be on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory, glory. Glory, oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over, victory isn't won, but we'll fight on to the finish. And when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh, glory, oh, Selma is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. No one can win a war individually. It take the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory, glory, glory. Oh, glory, glory.
Thank y'all so much. All right. So next on our agenda, you see the Hackensack SOAR Award. So as we were listening last month to the two students at Hillers Elementary, they were talking about how they look for people to be doing the right thing, catch them doing the right thing. And that made me start thinking about how we have a whole team and staff of people who do amazing things in our district, and how as a board, we should be looking and recognizing that. And so thinking about that, we're Comets. We call ourselves the Comet family all the time. And what do Comets do? They soar, right? They go above and beyond. And so I want to recognize some people tonight. And so Ms. Marks, Ms. Guerrero, out if you'll come up here. So in our high school, we had a situation that required some quick thinking, some courage, and going above and beyond what our staff is normally called to do. And those people stepped right in and did exactly what they have been been trained to do without but they stepped in for kids, for our kids, to make sure that all people concerned were safe. That is what I will speak for me as a parent, that's the kind of people I want to send my kids to. And so I want to recognize some of those individuals tonight. If I could please have Jane Spielberger. So it says Comet SOAR Award presented by Superintendent McBride and the Hackensack Board of Education in recognition of going above and beyond in support of students and the school community. Thank you. If you'll stay up here, just come up here because we're going to bring everybody up. Daniel Excellent. Dwayne Burrell. Carolina Betances. And Edward Renz. And we also want to give one more, because when you have somebody that creates an atmosphere of good leadership, all the things fall together when it's time. So we want to recognize Mr. Montesano. So everybody would come to the center. The rest of the board members, if y'all would please come and join us. Great job. So normally we would have our student report at this time, but she is currently cheerleading next door. It is, and it's actually senior night for them, for the seniors, and so she is participating in that. And so we're going to let her off the hook for tonight, if that's okay. So next up is our superintendent's report. Prior to Dr. McBride coming, this was one of the dates that he negotiated that he needed to be away. And so we knew this well in advance. And so we've asked Assistant Superintendent Rosemary Marks to please come and fill in for the superintendent's report.
So good evening, everyone. And before I get to the enrollment report, I'd like to offer a few highlights. You saw today the dance showcase. And in addition to that, in celebration and in honor of Black History Month, we have had celebrations across the district, starting with a read-in, an African-American read-in at Fairmount School, where guests were invited to choose books from a list of curated titles to read to our children. And starting with the read-in at Fairmount School and moving forward to celebrations in which we recognize the contributions of African Americans throughout history and in the arts, to celebrations scheduled this week at Hiller School and Fairmount School later this week. Our students and our faculty and staff have been enjoying the celebrations across the district. In addition to African American and Black History Month celebrations, we celebrated Kindness Week last week with visits from a therapy dog named Chase, care of Bright and Beautiful, and our very own Dr. McConaughey here at the high school, to chair massages for staff across the district and breakfasts on Valentine's Day. We recognized the need for us to celebrate kindness amongst us. And we recognize that celebrating kindness during African American and Black History Month is something that we do to highlight the contributions across cultures that come from being kind and treating each other with kindness and respect. And although it's not March yet, March is right around the corner, and I'll share that for March, we are looking forward to recognizing Women's History Month, as well as SEL Day on March 8th. And from there, I move on to the enrollment report. And I'd like to offer that our current enrollment across the district is 5,241 students, and attendance is at 96.55%. We celebrate that and thank parents to getting children to our schools. Moving forward, for our residency report, we've received a total of 9 cases in January, bringing the year-to-date total to 27 cases. Residency has been verified for 6 in January, for a year-to-date total of 13 cases. In-home visits, unverified 3, bringing the total year-to-date to 14. And for our HIB report, for investigations completed through February 16th, we have a total of 3 that fit the definition of HIB, 2 that were found inconclusive, 7 that did not fit the definition. And that is the superintendent's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marks. All right, so we'll move on to public comments. The board not only welcomes your comments, but we want to hear them. All participants must sign in when it's your turn. Please state your name, municipality, in any group or affiliation that might be important. Each member has a limit of 3 minutes. To be good stewards of everyone's time, we will ask that you stop when the buzzer rings. Please direct all comments to me as the presiding officer. All responses that are appropriate to be responded to will happen at the end of the public comments. All right, we're ready.
I think we should get 3.5 minutes because we have to slow down for the
We'll see.
ASL people.
We'll see
What do
how
you
it
say?
goes.
Okay, I'll start in a minute. My name is Frank Albolino. I'm a resident of Hackensack for almost 49 years. I'm here to ask the Board of Education to reinstate Columbus Day to the calendar And I'm going to give you some of the reasons why as I speak tonight. In 1892 in New Orleans, the chief of police was murdered. They blamed the Italian immigrants that were there. 11 of those immigrants, a mob came to the jail, took 11 of those immigrants out of the jail and hung them. That is the largest mass hanging we ever had in this country. President Benjamin Harrison decided that he had to do something for the immigrants, and also because the country of Italy was upset with what happened. It was their citizens. So he came up with Columbus Day. This was back in 1892. And over the years, it grew and grew until 1934, when FDR made it a federal holiday. Now, the state of New Jersey also has Columbus Day as a federal holiday. I could not find out when it was initiated. I asked members of the Italian community to come here tonight and the Colombian community, and I want to thank especially the Colombian community for being here tonight, because their country was named after Christopher Columbus. You know, Columbus was like any other man. He was a man of his time. He lived over 500 years ago. It's impossible to judge someone who lived 500 years ago by today's standards. It's unfair. We've had a number of Italian Americans and Colombian Americans serve the city as mayors, council members, deputy mayors, police officers, police captains, police chiefs. On the Board of Ed side, we had the same thing, a number of Italian Americans as board members, vice presidents, presidents, and so forth. A lot of the people who live in this town also work in this town. I'm just asking for Columbus Day to be reinstated because October is Italian American Heritage Month. November is Native American Heritage Month. That's where I feel Indigenous People Day should be. I'm not against Indigenous Day, just not on Columbus Day. The day after Thanksgiving would be an excellent day to mark as Indigenous People Day because it doesn't affect the school calendar. So like I said, I'm asking you to restore Columbus Day. If it has to be Columbus Day, Indigenous People Day, like a lot of the calendars have, that would make me happy. I don't know about everyone else. I'm just speaking for myself. Thank you. Did it under 3 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Al Masulo. I'm a dermatologist here in Hackensack. I'm a resident of Hackensack for 43 years. My office is 2 blocks up the street. I am severely upset and opposed to the removal of Columbus Day from the school calendar. Christopher Columbus is getting a bad rap. The memory of Christopher Columbus has been maligned by those who don't know the real history of Columbus. According to the Order of the Sons of Italy in America, Columbus never owned slaves nor brought any slaves to the Western Hemisphere from Africa. In fact, Columbus found that slavery was practiced in the Caribbean by native tribes. The Caribs and Canibs made slaves of their victims. They conquered and ate their victims, and hence the word cannibal. The Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans also kept slaves. Columbus was not a racist. He did not consider the Indians he met to be racially inferior in any way. He praised their generosity, innocence, and intelligence, and had friendly relations with them. Columbus did not commit genocide. The death of many thousands of Indians was due to the lack of immunity to such diseases as smallpox, typhoid, diphtheria, measles, and mumps that they caught from the Spanish explorers. In turn, the natives infected the explorers with syphilis, which they brought back to Europe and caused a major epidemic. So why should we celebrate Columbus Day? Columbus Day recognizes the achievements of a great Renaissance explorer who founded the first permanent settlement, European settlement in the New World. Columbus Day celebrates the beginning of cultural heritage between America and Europe. Columbus Day is one of America's oldest holidays. The tradition of observing Columbus Day dates back to the 18th century. It was first celebrated on October 12th, 1792, when the New York Society of Tammany honored Columbus on the 300th anniversary of his first voyage. Columbus Day is a patriotic holiday. In fact, the Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1892 in honor of the 400th anniversary of his voyage. That year, President Benjamin Harrison declared Columbus Day a legal holiday. In 1971, Columbus Day became a federal holiday in all 50 states after Congress passed a law declaring the second Monday in October Columbus Day. Columbus Day also commemorates the arrival on these shores of 5 million Italians a century ago. Today, their children and grandchildren constitute the nation's 5th largest ethnic group, according to the US Census Bureau. Columbus Day is the only day on which the nation recognizes the heritage of an estimated 26 million Italian Americans. Almost done. So.
That's time, sir. Thank you.
Historical record straight. And don't blame it all on Christopher Columbus. Thus, as George Washington is considered the father of our country, Amerigo Vespucci should be considered the grandfather of America, and Christopher Columbus must be considered the great-grandfather of our country. I ask you, how could this great Italian's memory be removed from the school calendar? Thank you.
All right, thank you. Who's next?
Good evening. Board, thank you for having this meeting. My name is Doug Garofalo. I am of Italian descent on both sides of my family. My girlfriend was born in Sicily, Palermo, Sicily. Her and her family immigrated here over 60 years ago. We are very proud Italians. She's a proud Italian, Italian-American now. I took Italian in Riverdale High School. The three of us are part of Unico, Hackensack Unico. Hackensack Unico has been in this city since 1959. They're strong supporters of Hackensack school system. The Italian American Club, we give scholarships to anyone in the Hackensack School District and any residents of the Hackensack Sending District apply for scholarships if they're of Italian descent, either side of the family. These kids get it and they earn it. We gladly give it from funds we have raised through our benefactors and our activities. Ralph Contini, Unico National President of Hackensack. His daughter went through the school system. He was very involved in youth soccer here years ago. He has partnered with your language department. I wasn't prepared to get up because I knew that Frank and Dr. Al were going to speak. But the teachers, the ladies come every year. They bring the kids to our meeting in May. We give them awards for they have their award ceremony at our meeting. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you as the board changed this all up. And because you took Columbus Day off the calendar, your high school band does not come to our Columbus Day ceremony on the Saturday of Columbus Day weekend. They are not there anymore because Columbus Day is off the calendar. It was a highlight. The kids loved playing for everyone. We had treats and donuts and stuff afterwards. It was ridiculous. It was a great turnout. We can't do it anymore. We want to invite them to New York City Columbus Day parade. The Italian American kids to come for the language. Those kids aren't even all Italian. They're Latinos or whoever else. They want to learn Italian. So Columbus Day is off the calendar. It's ridiculous. I agree with what Frank said about November being Indigenous Peoples Month, Native American Month. Move it to that Friday. It should be there. Other states, other organizations have it there. I know that this calendar is supposedly approved, but make an amendment. Go in closed session, consider it, think about it. Because these kids, if they're learning Italian and they want to know about Italian language and culture, well, there's nothing on the calendar anymore. And like Frank said, and Dr. Al said, it was a different time back then. We're all different. It was different 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. When all your parents were born, it was completely different. My grandparents faced racism and everything else going on, and that's the way it was. So I plead you to consider, on behalf of Hackensack Unico, to reconsider. Thank you.
Is there anybody online?
Hi, can I be heard?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Hasim Gaines, Hackensack High School staff, Hackensack High School alumnus. I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge, because the next Board of Ed meeting might be too late, that our spring musical is coming up. It is Little Shop of Horrors. It is in the weekend that leads up to spring break. So it's important to get it on your calendar now. Don't wait to the last minute, pick a date. It is Thursday, Friday, and 2 performances on Saturday leading into spring break. And in fact, if you have designs on attending the Saturday afternoon performance, it is already halfway sold out. And it will be performed at the Hack Pack because of our auditorium renovations. So I just wanted to implore everyone to get that on their calendar. Additionally, while I wish I could be there in person, I did, and I hope that they are still in the room. I just wanted to also extend my, not just congratulations, but unspeakable pride in my colleagues who took an event at Hackensack High School that could have been worse than it was, and really stepped up and did the right thing, and the thing that I think that I would hope and expect that anyone would do in that situation. It takes an incredible amount of not just smarts, but courage and care and compassion to look out for kids before yourself. The one thing that I did want to add is, while I understand that there is, we all have a bedtime and you can't give out a million recognitions, I also would be remiss if I did not just show some love to, obviously, our school nurse, our administrative assistants, the entire infrastructure of Hackensack High School responded so significantly on that day, and there are so many people deserving of recognition, and I hope that everyone who's stepped up feels acknowledged and know how important what they did on that day was. So that is it. I'm going to keep my comments brief-ish for today. I wish everyone a good day, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. That's it on. Oh.
Hello there. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much. So my name is Heather Kisner. I am actually a SNAP Ed nutrition educator working with the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. I've had some contact with your health teacher at Jackson Avenue High School and the nurse there. I'm just here at the board looking for to bring to your attention that we do need approval to initiate our partnership to provide free nutrition classes to the health teachers students and also get an initiative started for health and wellness. So I'm not sure if that program agreement has been brought to your attention yet, but I just wanted to come on here and just tell you a little bit about our program. We are funded by SNAP Ed, and we work to fight food insecurity and provide nutrition education to low and middle income families. We work with, every age, really, children to older adults. And we just want to be able to provide health and wellness initiatives and education to really better the community. And I would really love the board's support in that partnership.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right, anybody else in person? All right, so that closes out our public comments portion. Thank you for all who participated. And I will say that our awards tonight were for people who were specifically the closest in contact to that situation, but Mr. Gaines was 100% spot on that the entire building worked seamlessly together, because it has to expand from there, because we have to shelter in place, which requires an entire building of people to make that happen. Of course, the nurse was there, and in first, right in the response portion of it too. Again, the training of many years made everything come together when it counted. And I'm thankful for everybody in the building for working together, keeping everything calm. All of our assistant principals in that building, they went different directions. Hospitals, we're working with different responders to make sure that everything was handled just the way it was supposed to. The board, I can speak for the board. We are very thankful that you handled things the way that you did that day. All right. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education determines it necessary to meet in executive session on Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, to discuss legal, personnel, student-related matters, HIB reports, negotiations, and other confidential matters. Can we clarify that?
Yes, a primary discussion, we will be discussing
We'll closer.
Sorry, I'm short. A primary discussion, we'll be discussing a couple of contracts related to possible land acquisition, and as well as a couple of contracts related to our students.
Okay, perfect. And be it further resolved that these matters will be made public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists. Can I have a motion to go into executive session, please? Thank you, Mr. Stein. Mr. Powell seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? And there are none. It is 6:58. Our goal is to be back no later than 8. Right? Yeah.
gonna bring up, I think I needed to get.
All right, welcome back. So is everybody ready? All right. So we will start by approving our minutes. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education approves the regular meeting minutes and closed session minutes of December 18th, 2023, and regular meeting minutes and closed session minutes of January 24th of 2024 as submitted. Oh, well, we go. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Martin. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any abstentions
Well.
for one of them?
December 18th meeting, I was not an official
Okay,
board member, so I will abstain on that, but approve the job being the ayes for 24.
okay, and I assume the same for Mrs. Pringle. Okay,
No, December, not the, it was December meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in December, not the last.
so in the reverse, you got all that?
Yeah, December, but not.
Okay. Okay, and I do want to, before we move on to our resolutions, just because we have had a change in schedule, I want to offer a time of public comments if there's anybody that would like to have their 3 minutes, if there's anybody. Is there anybody in the room? Is there anybody online? All right, thank you. Okay, moving, we just wanted to make sure our legal counsel gave us that recommendation, so we want to make sure that we honored everybody that may have a public comment. So we will move on to our personnel.
Okay. So personnel, be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education, upon the recommendation, oh, my apologies, I'm learning. Okay, so personnel, also on a separate document for those individuals. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following personnel actions to include A1 through AY.
All right, thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Cordero Alton. Is there, Mr. Powell made a second? Can we do a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Ms. Harris is absent. Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Ms. Somerville? Yes. Mrs. Stein?
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton?
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, moving on to policy.
So policy, I would like to highlight a couple of items. Under B1, food services policy, it is a revision, approving for the first read. Second, I would like to highlight is the B2 sick leave. This is for approval of its second read. And please note that any and all of these eligible will be updated within 1 week of this board meeting to the actual online and electronic policies.
All right, thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Cordero Alton. Can we have Mr. Powell, a second? Thank you. A roll call, please.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Hold one moment, please. Let me recognize Trustee Somerville.
Do we have to do roll call say all in favor. There's only one person missing, right? Just the question, is
Yeah.
it easier just to say all in favor? Just asking.
Yeah, no, she's given us guidance to do a roll call.
I recommend that you continue to do, well, policy is different. I would just continue to do it in roll call because you typically do, but especially for items where people might need to recuse themselves, which is less likely to happen in policy, I think it's important to do it for roll call for like personnel and curriculum, any item where somebody might have to say specifically that they are recused from an item
Okay,
in
I
the
appreciate
inclusion.
it. Thanks.
Thank you. But I would like to ask, before we go into a roll call, is there any discussion? Hearing none, thank you. Now, Ms. Singh.
Yeah, okay, so Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Harris is absent, Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Ms. Somerville. Yes. Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Mr. Giro Alton,
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, moving on to curriculum, Mr. Martin.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for curriculum C1 through C22. Highlight number 9, approve the agreement between the Community Food Bank of New Jersey Incorporated and the Hackensack Public Schools to provide New Jersey education to the students in the 4th grade. Also, highlight C11, to approve a partnership collaboration with the Bergen County Technical Schools to provide a after-school achievement program for 30 selected 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, students, to take place at the Bergen County Academy campus for the 23-24 school year. There's no cost to this program. And also, like to highlight number 13, C13, where to approve the Amendment B subject contract agreement to the Bergen Community College dual enrollment agreement between the Hackensack High School and the Bergen Community College for the duration of 23-24 academic year. This agreement will allow Hackensack High School and Bergen Community College to collaborate with the EPA, subsidiarity design and clarity with the entire of the school to receive $5,000 for equipment, building supply, curriculum development, and facility stipend. And let me see, there's one more. And highlight C22. That's to approve the establishment of a girl flag football club / sport at the Hackensack High School for the 23-24 school year in order to be eligible for an NJSIA, New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association, recognizing sports in 24-25. All coaches' appointment for the school year 23-24 will be volunteer. Funds to establish and run the sports will be taken from the account number 11-402-100-800-050-00 and not to exceed $1,000. This program is going to be new. We're gonna implement this during the spring, like spring track and all the other springboard sports that are gonna have. And if if it's accepted for the 24-25 year, they look to have this as another club or similar to track. So this is going to be pretty good for our girls, and they most towns are looking forward to do that. I think some of them, I'm trying to figure out which team was, a couple of towns already agreed to join in. So we're looking forward for something good for our girls, flag football. And that's all I have at this time.
All right, so we have a motion from trustee Martin. Can we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Stein. A roll call, please. Oh, you need discussion, my bad. All right, a roll call, please.
Mr. Carroll.
Yes.
Ms. Harris is absent. Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. Pringle.
Yes.
Ms. Somerville. Yes. Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Ms. Cordero.
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery.
Yes. Sorry.
Motion passes.
All right, so now we are on D, and we are, before we move to D, I want our attorney to, we're gonna add a couple of walk-ons that are important to get in a timely manner.
Yes, there are two items being walked on tonight, D11 and D12. D11 involves the Hackensack Board of Education and Rochelle Park Board of Education send receive agreement. It approves a temporary extension of that agreement through the end of the 2024-2025 school year to allow time to negotiate a more extended agreement. And D12 is the same, except for this, it involves the South Hackensack Board of Education send receive agreement, which again allows, extends for a one-year term through the 2024-2025 school year to allow time to negotiate a more extensive extension.
Perfect. Mr. Carroll.
Yes. For finance, I'd like to make a motion to move D1 through D12, highlighting D5, disposing of old cafeteria appliances. D6 is the budget calendar. D7 approves cameras for Hiller School. D8 approves new dates for meeting calendar. D9 approving the contract with ASL interpreter for our Board of Ed meetings. And D10 approving the English to Spanish translation for our board meetings. That's it.
All right, thank you. So we have a motion from Mr. Carroll. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Somerville. Any discussion? Thank you. And there's none, so we'll do a roll call.
Mr. Carroll.
Yes.
Ms. Harris is absent. Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. Pringle.
Yes.
Ms. Somerville. Yes. Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton.
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Moving on to buildings and grounds. Mr. Carroll, back to you.
Yes. Buildings and grounds, I make a motion to move E1 through E6, highlighting E2, which was amending what we passed last month for school hours of construction, for construction to be done after school hours. And E3 to E6 are broad grants for replacement of boiler at Nellie K. Parker and windows at Hackensack Middle School.
All right. Can I have a second to Mr. Carroll's motion?
A second.
I'm gonna let Ms. Pringle. Thank you, Ms. Pringle. She just nodded, but so I had eye contact with her. Any discussion? All right, good. Ms. Singh?
Yes. Mr. Carroll.
Yes.
Ms. Harris is absent. Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. Pringle.
Yes.
Ms. Somerville. Yes. Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton.
Yes.
Mr. James Victory.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. So now, I don't know. Now we are moving on to our community relations. Mr. Carroll, I think you're back up.
Yes, yeah.
I'm tired of listening to him too.
Stop. We had our first community relations committee meeting. It was a good meeting. We had myself, the chair, Miss Harris, Mr. Martin, and Vice President Cordero Outen, and we had great dialogue and feedback. This first meeting, we updated on a couple of issues that was brought up in previous meetings. One was the alternative schooling program, which we had a lot of questions about, and we will be updating further. But we just wanted to let everyone know that it is implemented. So we do have the alternative program up and running. Another was parents basically complaining about better communication between the schools and the community. And we now have Parent Square, which we got great feedback from the teachers and the parents. They love it. So I just want you guys to know we do hear you and we do follow up on things. And that was basically it for the meeting. It was really good, really good.
Great. All right. Do we have any old business that anybody needs to attend to? Any new business? All right, then we will move on to board comments. We will start with well, Mr. Powell, I always have you first in case you have to go to work, but I don't know if you have to go to work or not. So.
I'm off tonight.
Okay.
Go back tomorrow. My mic is on.
I can't see what it is.
I'd like to speak on the SOAR Awards for Dr. McBride that we hosted.
Well, he wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. It was presented.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Brief. Thank you all for coming. And see, we have Story. Thank you for your candidates. I look forward to having them. I do take them to work with me. And I share with my coworkers, and they do look forward to it, so thank you. I just want to thank the board members for being here again. Thank you for your dedication. Thank everyone. And I always try to thank our administration. Thank our tech guys, our building ground guys, everyone that works with our kids and makes Hackensack proud. And I just want to thank the Black History Dance Showcase. I didn't get a chance to attend that to work, but I got a chance to see them tonight. Thank you guys for bringing them here. And it was awesome. They were very good, they're very talented. And you could tell they put a lot of work into it. Great job. So I enjoyed it. Thank Smart for this superintendent support. And just want to say, I feel like we're doing very well, moving in a great direction. Just say to everyone, let's keep up the good work and make Hackensack proud. And I'm a proud Comet. I'm a proud dad of a kid that went through the school system. Just want to say that. And again, before I close, I just want to say thank all the teachers, the administration, and everyone that had an input in my son's education. They had a great impact on his life, and not just him, but I speak for all the other kids, all their lives. And my son is at Rutgers, doing very well. And I just have a quick little anecdote I want to add. and it's for our, parents, for all of us. My son is in track. He accidentally discovered track. It's a true story. My son didn't make the basketball team, so he came home, his face was long. I said, kid, get over it. Try another sport. Hey, Dad, I'm not doing track, it's boring. He went to track. Long story short, he broke all the records at St. Peter's. He is now as the 6th best throw in Rutgers history in Division I. It's not about his achievement, it's about the work that the coaches put into him. And I will never forget Coach Levinsky and Miss Michelle and all the coaches. One evening, my son did not practice. And this is important that I get this out. And the coach called me, Dad, what am I gonna do? I said, he's not gonna participate in the next event. And I pulled my son from not participating. He was mad at Dad. But you know what he did? He changed his life forever. He turned the corner with these coaches. And I just wanna thank these coaches and a shout out to them that what they're doing for just him, of all the kids in Hackensack. And we should all take a page that stick with these coaches, they're good coaches, and they know what they're doing for our kids. And I just want to send a shout out to them. And thank you, Ms. Michelle and Coach Levinsky, especially for, doing the job that you do for our kids. And with that, I say, good night, everyone get home safe, and I'll see you all at the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Somerville.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So first and foremost, Ms. Story, happy to see you here today. Glad you are doing well and feeling well. Missed you at the last meeting. So hopefully everything is okay. You're on the mend, and let us know if you need anything, okay? That's my first and foremost. Glad to see you here. The second is I attended the read-in at Fairmont School. I had Ms. Shortridge's class that came in. Those kids were awesome. It was fun, it was entertaining. They knew exactly who was the creator of Black History Month, how, so the librarian there was doing a really awesome job of bringing this in district and working with the kids to make it, not only a read-in for Black History Month, but I think it's going to be a program that she institutes in the school for every single month that we have something to celebrate, to sit and have the kids read a book in reference to it. So hopefully it moves to the rest of the other schools in the district, but it was really fun sitting in on that at Fairmont School. I got the invitation for the dance team. I'm not sure, Ms. Marks, I may have to give it to you. I owe the dance team $10. I showed up late. No one was at the table, and I know every dollar when you are in a club counts, right? So I will hand it off to you. Can you please make sure it gets to the party that the $10 is supposed to get to? Definitely will appreciate that. Again, so just want to say congratulations to the honorees here for what we did today for the SOAR Award. It is wonderful when our teachers, step up, right? And especially when the incident was not necessarily the best thing that could happen to the school, but we saw the best representation, right, of what it is when you are supposed to be, proactive, you are in the game and you care about not only just your job, but the students and the district that you serve. So congratulations to all those honorees. And then last but not least, happy Black History Month to everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing something, giving back in some way, shape, or form, and passing our history along. So thank you everybody for coming out, and good night.
Ms. Somerville. Mr. Carroll.
Yes. First, this is Black History Month. I would like to recognize all those who paved the way and continue to do so. Congratulations and thank you actually to the high school staff for their quick response to a serious situation, and congratulations to our track athletes this year. I know a few of them had some personal bests and accomplishments. Congratulations, and good luck to the basketball team tonight. They might be almost done, I don't know, but they have state playoffs tonight, so we wish them good luck. And the The dance team, oh my God, that was great. That was great performance. I enjoyed that. That song, I love that song. Just, great song. And that's about it. Thank you. Thank everyone for coming, and have a good night.
All right. Mr. Stein.
Thank you, Mr. President. To lead into what Mr. Powell said, I'm a former Hackensack athlete, state champion, and I continue to support Hackensack athletics. And I think it's important that the board get a sense of the people in the background. And I'm referring to a game that took place here against Ridgewood High School. During the JV game, a Ridgewood player was, from my observation, appeared to have a very serious injury to the ankle. Before the referees even called timeout, our trainer, Danielle Skiba, was on the court assisting this child who you could see was really in severe pain. We are fortunate that our JV coach is also, during the day, a Hackensack fireman who knows about first aid. The police on the scene who are always there assisted immediately. Mrs. Skiba's staff rushed down the court. They stabilized the kid. The parents, of course, with great concern, rushed onto the court. The staff took care of them, eased their minds, what was happening, what would take place, where the child was will be when the ambulance arrived. It was amazing to see, as we recently saw with the incident here in the high school, that everybody works as a team. And they got this kid stabilized. Ms. Skiba sat on the court with him, holding his ankle to make sure that he didn't do any additional damage to his ankle. But it's amazing how the people in the background, unless you see them actively doing what they're trained to do, it was quite a thing to observe. Danielle has been with us a long time. She's been the trainer for our kids, all our athletes, all of our coaches know who she is. But if you're not involved in the sports program, the name, the person may not come to mind. But I just need to, at first I wasn't going to say anything, but in light of what's going on, I think it was important to show what our support staff does and how they assist our kids on a day-to-day basis to get them well, to get them back on the field, the court, the track, whatever. So that's how I want to leave it tonight. Jobs well done by our staff. And again, everybody get home safely.
All right. Ms. Pringle.
Yes, I want to first thank, I'm getting used to your candies and stuff. Thank you so much. And basically all of my fellow trustees said everything I want to say, so I'm gonna keep it short. Thank you for coming out and have a blessed night.
Right. Mr. Martin.
Yes. Keep me from long-winded. Yeah. To keep me from long-winded, I asked them to put 3 minutes up for me. So I can monitor myself, so I know when to keep quiet.
Time's up.
No, it's not. That's why we have it there. So with that said, I gotta stop moving. I want to first thank our staff on the job well done during the incident. I've been involved with them from the very beginning, back in the day, and our staff is well trained, and that's because of the supporting staff, such as our nurse, particular Wendy Lamparelli, who put a lot of this stuff in place as our lead nurse. They did a very good job, and congratulations to the people that won the awards today for your quick response, as well as our police officers. I also want to thank the custodians. With their quick response and the training that they received to clean up the incident, and so that no one doesn't get contaminated. I think they did an awful good job too as part of the supporting staff. So kudos to our custodians. Our dance team, they was awesome, and that's because they had good training by their advisors. You can see you can see through the kids what our advisors have done and worked with our kids. That I was very proud of the kids as well as the advisors. I just wanted to let the team know, just keep going and don't give up. It's going to take you a long way right through college. So good job on that. The basketball team. I got an update a little while ago. The score was 46-20, Hackensack. So that was in the third.
1 minute.
And 1 minute to go. So, not yet. And hopefully, I'm sure the Compass will pull it off, and we'll wind up in the state. And I definitely will be there for that. So again, good job. Thank you.
Right. I like this timer situation. Ms. Cordero Alton?
Yes, thank you. Needless to say, it's been a month since the last board meeting, and so many things have gone on in that month's time. Good, bad. I'm struggling in some points. I would like to thank President James Vickery specifically for not knowing, but knowing that board norms, the reminder of the board norms that we nominated over a year ago now almost, are very important. And I am absolutely relying on them to maintain myself in the public and in private. Standards of a board should always be creating conditions for student and staff success. Always. That is our responsibility. That is what we were nominated to do. The nuances of this responsibility are many, and I find often misunderstood by many members of both the general community and or the teachers and administration. I include myself in that because I am a trustee, but I am also a member of this community. I am also a parent to a student graduating class of 2026. So in light of recent events, I would like to take the opportunity to very much thank the members of not only our teaching staff, but our community for their presence in really getting out the good work that our students, our staff, and our community members continue to do despite the challenges. Again, the nuances and the things that we have to deal with on a regular basis, in addition to our personal lives, are sometimes far too many, aggravated and stressed by individuals or circumstance. We cannot become fixated, and I stress this, we cannot become fixated on one specific interest or devote too much energy to something or someone that amounts to a very tiny fraction of the district's work, especially as we have of late so much work that we are trying to do, all of us. Each member of this board, I hope, will actively work to continuously being very thoughtful about their role by being a force for good. We do this all, each and every one of us, by correcting misinformation, as I mentioned earlier during executive session, by being supportive of not only each other as a board member and a trustee, but as the district, and supportive of our district, the children, the staff, the administration, all of it. And by sharing how the community can continue to engage in collaborative, positive conversations with the district as a whole. Earlier this evening, I asked that there be some information provided in the back. I'm sorry I was unable to let the community know at that time. It's just some guidance on what you should expect from your board, how you should expect your board to interact with you, and how you can best help us by getting the business that you want done. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Good evening. I can do it. I do want to say thank you for, it's been a hard month, but it's been a good month. In this month where we do celebrate Black History, we as board members have had the honor of going to lots of different events. I have gotten to go to Hillers and be able to support those students and their great work. Fairmount. No, Fairmount has their Black History program is on the 29th. We have leap year.
Correct.
Who? Hillers? Oh, Hillers has yeah. We've had I don't know how we always have in the same classroom, but I also read for Ms. Shortridge's class at the African American Read-In, and they are doing good work at Fairmount. Two went to the dance team, and it was very not only powerful but impactful in what they can do through dance and the stories that they could tell. And and so and in our SOAR awards tonight, I do want to reiterate that, you know, it is sometimes in the circumstances that we had, you know, that it's something that you prepare for all the time. It's the drills that we run and the things that we prepare for. And, you know, with good leadership and staff who genuinely love and care about our students, it all comes together just the way it's supposed to. And everybody there was protected. And I want to, you know, when I say, and I am Mr. Montesano, his leadership is a huge piece of that, but I also want to extend that to Mr. Greenwood, Ms. Adams, Mr. King, and Ms. Lozano, because through that support, that's how Mr. Montesano gets what he needs done, right? And then it goes out to the entire staff. And through all of that, everything came together exactly the way it was supposed to make sure that all of our babies were safe. And that's what we care about. And I cannot tell you how thankful that this board is for the work that every person in that building did, because it took everybody that day, whether it was sheltering in place, to the nurse, to custodial staff, to the people making phone calls to the board, to the administrators across the parking lot to whatever. It took, the people in the office to make sure that everything was running smooth. It took everybody in that building to make sure that everything was connected that day. And job well done. So, absolutely. So we are thankful for you and your good work. So on that note, I will ask that, is there a motion to adjourn? Mr. Stein, thank you. Can I have a second? Second. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.